Hello and welcome to Pabbly. So today we are going to learn the top 5 Razorpay automations that you can set up with Pabbly Connect. So Razorpay is one of the most popular online payment gateway which is used by a lot of businesses to collect the payments from your customer. And here guys, we will be discussing the top 5 things that you can automate. Whether it can be adding the new sales or customers into your CRM application or sending a WhatsApp notification, a confirmation to the customer on successful payment. You can also automate the process of generating and sending the invoices or sending some kind of meeting links or digital product which you are selling on the payment automatically. The possibilities of automation are endless. So without any further delay, let's start with this complete process and understand in the step-by-step guide that how you can set up all of these automations all by yourself. So in this video, we are going to learn how to create subscriber in beehiiv on Razorpay Payment. Now guys, if you're using beehiiv to post some content, some premium content which is paid, and you're using Razorpay to collect online payments from your customers for that online content, this automation is going to help you a lot. So using this automation, whenever a new payment will be captured on your Razorpay payment page for your content or post in beehiiv, automatically the customer who made the payment will be added as a subscriber, will be created as a subscriber in our beehiiv account. In this way, you can eliminate the manual process of getting the customer details after a payment from Razorpay and adding that customer as a subscriber in beehiiv. So if you want to know how you can set up this automation, for that you just have to come with me to my screen.
Now to begin with the process, first we will see how we can create a payment page in our Razorpay account. And then after that, we will connect that Razorpay payment page with our beehiiv account using Pabbly Connect. So we will be having a complete process in this video. So to begin with the process in our Razorpay account, here you can see that on the left sidebar, we will go to payment pages. And then here I have already created a basic payment page. Let me show you. I'll just open it up and open it in the edit page mode. So here this is kind of a simple payment page which I have created in my Razorpay account, where I'm asking my customer who is making the payment some basic details like name, post name, last name, email, mobile number, and I have added the price of the blog, the product price. And I have added some other details like my blog name and image, something like this over here. Now with some basic details, there is a custom field which we also need to add. So we will click on this input field button and here we will select this drop down. We are going to create a drop down field. Then I would like to give this field a name as, for example, blog name. And then here in this drop down field, I'm going to create just one single drop down. For example, the name of my blog is Hardik's blog. And then just click on the tick button. So just now we have added a custom field in our Razorpay payment page. And in this custom field, we have selected this field tab as drop down and we have just added one drop down over here. Now we are doing this because while connecting Razorpay with Pabbly Connect, Razorpay will send the data of each and every payment we receive on our Razorpay account. Like if you have created multiple payment pages using Razorpay, you are collecting payments for different products or different blogs. Razorpay will send the data of each and every payment. So on the basis of this response of blog name, we can filter out the customer who are paying us for this particular blog and add those customers in our beehiiv account as subscribers. So that is why we have added this custom field of blog name with just one single field. But it can be quite annoying for users to just select one single response from this dropdown. So we can basically make this field of blog name as a pre-filled field as well. Now to do this, just click on this save and update page after creating the payment page of your choice. And then here just go to the copy link, copy the page URL of this payment page, go to a new tab and paste it. And here you can see that the exact same payment page which we have created to collect the payments from customer in Razorpay is open in front of us. And in this payment page, we have added this custom field for the name of the product or name of the blog as well. Now, as we discussed, this can be pretty annoying for our customers to select this blog name again and again. So what you can do, you can create a pre-filled page as well, like a payment page in which this blog name will be by default selected over here. So to create this kind of link, here we will go to this URL section. So this is the exact same payment page link which Razorpay gave us. Then we are going to add a question mark after view, and then we are going to enter the name of this exact same field. We have given this field a name as blog name. So we are going to enter blog underscore name. Then we are going to add equals to and the exact same product name or blog name of our beehiiv account for which we are collecting the payment, which we have entered in this drop down. We have to basically enter that exact same name over here. So I'm going to enter the same name, Hardik's blog, and then just hit enter over here. Now, when we hit enter, you will see the same payment page once again opens in front of us, but this time the field of this blog name is selected by default. If we copy the normal payment page link and paste it over here, then in that case, we have to basically select this drop down. But while this custom link, with this custom link, you can actually create a pre-filled value over here. You can add this pre-filled value over here. So you can actually share this payment page link of Razorpay account with your customer so that this field of blog name will be auto-filled over here. So in this way, till now we saw how we can create a payment page in our Razorpay account. Using this payment page, you can collect the payments. Now we want that whenever a customer makes a payment through this payment page, we want to add that customer as a subscriber in our beehiiv account. And for that, we have to connect Razorpay with beehiiv. To make this connection, in this video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. So here you can see that we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. And to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. After reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Razorpay to beehiiv. And then just click on Create over here. You can give any name according to your choice. After this, you can see that our workflow is open in front of us. And in this workflow, we have 2 different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those 2 concepts, those 2 principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with the trigger window. Now the idea here is, first we have to connect our Razorpay account with Pabbly Connect in the trigger window, so that every time we receive a payment on our Razorpay account, automatically the details of the same payment will be captured inside Pabbly Connect and this automation workflow will trigger. It will start. Then after that, using this Pabbly Connect's automation, we are going to send the details of the customer who made us the payment on our Razorpay payment page, and we are going to add that customer as subscriber in beehiiv. So let's see how it is done. Now here in trigger window in choose app, search for Razorpay first, just select it. And then in trigger event from this drop down, select the trigger event as payment captured. After selecting this trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. Now using this webhook URL, we are going to connect our Razorpay account with Pabbly Connect. And to add this webhook URL into our Razorpay account, we just have to follow the help text given below over here. Just copy this webhook URL from here and go to the Razorpay account. So we will just go to the dashboard of our Razorpay account. So here it is. After reaching to the dashboard, just go to account and settings, and then here you can see this webhooks option. Just click on webhooks. Now here guys, after coming to this webhooks page, click on add new webhook, and then this dialog box appears in front of us. Now here the first thing it asks us is the webhook URL. So in this field of webhook URL, we have to paste the exact same webhook URL which we have copied from Pabbly Connect. Just copy it from here and then paste it over here. After pasting the webhook URL, it is asking us the secret and alert email. So both of these fields are not mandatory, not required. So you can ignore these 2 fields for now. And then it is asking us for the active events. Now here in active events, we have to select payment.captured as the active event. If you have any kind of doubt or confusion while setting up this webhook URL or selecting the active event, you can always refer to the help text given below over here in this Pabbly Connect trigger window. So after adding this webhook URL and selecting the active event, just click on create webhook over here. And in this way, we have successfully added the webhook URL in our Razorpay account. Now every time we receive a new payment in Razorpay, automatically the details of the same payment will be received inside this Pabbly Connect workflows trigger window. And here in Pabbly Connect, you can see that it is showing us waiting for webhook response. This means Pabbly Connect is waiting to capture the data, get the details of a new payment from Razorpay. So let's make a test payment on our Razorpay payment page. So this was the payment page which we have created to collect the payments from the customer. And here you can see that right now I'm in the test mode of my Razorpay account. Like in this test mode, I can make some test payment and capture the response. So here at this payment page, we are just going to make a test payment. Let's enter the details of a test user, demo user. This is the name of the person who is making the payment. Then after this, let's add the email address as well. So whatever email address the customer is going to enter while making the payment, with the same email address, we are going to create a subscriber in beehiiv. Then let's add a dummy mobile number over here as well. The product price is 999 rupees and click on pay. Now because we are in the test mode and we are going to make a test payment, let's select a test card and make it. So we'll just go to cards, enter the test card details, demo, this is the name, and CVV. Click on pay. Let's enter the OTP and submit. So just now guys, we have made a test payment on our Razorpay payment page. On our Razorpay account, we have received a new payment. And because we have connected our Razorpay account with Pabbly Connect, here we will see that in our Pabbly Connect workflow in this trigger window, just now we have received some response. And in this response, you will see the details of the exact same payment which we have just now received. So here we will scroll down to this response and you can see the details. The same name of the customer, the same email address, the same blog name which we have selected in dropdown, or for which we have created this payment link. And then here you will scroll down further, you can see some other details like the mobile number, like you can see the email address of the customer, and also you can see the amount of the payment as well. Now in this way, we have successfully connected our Razorpay account with Pabbly Connect in the trigger window. And using this connection, whenever a new payment will be captured in our Razorpay account, the details of each and every payment will be received inside Pabbly Connect. Now while receiving the amount guys, here you can see that we have made the payment of 999 rupees. But in response, when we receive this amount, it is showing us 99,900 rupees. This is because while sending the webhook response of the payment details, Razorpay does not support the decimal value. So here in this complete amount was 999 rupees 0.00 paise. So here you can see that because it does not support the decimal value, it has eliminated this decimal from this amount and it has sent us the complete response of the amount over here. That is why it is showing us 99,900 to us. So in this way, the step 1 of setting up this automation between Razorpay and beehiiv is completed. We have successfully received the details of the customer who made the payment on our Razorpay account. But here guys, I have also told you, like with this connection, each and every payment on our Razorpay account will be received inside Pabbly Connect. And if you are selling multiple products, like on your Razorpay account, if you are receiving payment for multiple products, if you have multiple payment pages for different products, then it will capture the data of all of those products as well. So we have to basically filter out the customers who are making us the payment for our blog. We have to filter out the customer to whom we want to add as a subscriber in beehiiv. And to filter out the customers, here we have added this custom field. So we have added this custom field of product name or blog name in this payment page because while sending the payment details, here you can see that Razorpay does not send us the name of the payment page for which we have received the payment. That is why we have added this custom field. So only the customer who are making us the payment on this particular payment page for our blogs, for our beehiiv blogs, only those customers will be added as a new subscriber. And to filter out these customers, we are going to scroll down, come to this action window. And we are going to use a feature of Pabbly Connect that is called filter. So we are going to add a filter condition in this automation workflow in such a way, like if we receive this response of blog name that is equals to Hardik's blog, like if we get this data of blog name or product name as Hardik's blog or whatever field we have added over here, in that case only we are going to add that customer as a subscriber in beehiiv. If we get the payment details without this response, then in that case, we are not going to add that customer as a subscriber in beehiiv. So to add this filter condition, we have selected filter by Pabbly in the actions tab. The first thing it asks us is the select label. So here in select label in this dropdown, you will see a list of all the responses which we have received from Razorpay of a new payment. Out of all of this, we have to select this response of this custom field of blog name which we have added. So from this dropdown, select this field of custom field, select the label of custom field. The filter type will be equals to, and the value will be exact same value which we have added as text in dropdown. So this was the exact same value. Just copy it from here and paste it over here in this value field. And then just click on save and send test request. After clicking on save and send test request, it is showing us that the condition is true. This means, guys, if the customer is making the payment from this particular payment page on our Razorpay account, then only we are going to get this response of this product name or the name of our blog which we have created in beehiiv for which we are collecting the payment. And if this filter condition matches, if this filter condition is true, then only we are going to continue this automation workflow further. After adding the filter, after filtering out the customer, what we want to do? We want to add these customers as subscribers in our beehiiv account. For that, just click on this Add Action Step button. And then here in Choose App, search for beehiiv. Just select it. After selecting beehiiv, an action event from this drop-down, select the action event as Create Subscriber/Subscription. Click on Connect and select Add New Connection over here. Now here in this window, we have to connect our beehiiv account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, we have to enter the API token of our beehiiv account. Now here you must be thinking how we can get the API token of our beehiiv account. For that, just go to your beehiiv account. From the left sidebar, click on Settings. And after coming to the Settings page, click on Integrations. Now here at this integration page, just scroll down and here you can see an option of API key. Click on this Create API Key button and then give this API key a name. For example, I would like to name it as Pabbly. You can give any name of your choice. And then click on this Create New Key button. And this is it. Just now we have generated a new API key in our beehiiv account. Just copy this API key from here, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. And after pasting this API key, just click on Save. Now when we click on Save, we will see our beehiiv account is now connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is the publication. Like in your beehiiv account, it is most likely possible that you might have created multiple publications over here. So you will see a list of all the publications which you have created in your beehiiv account in this dropdown. And from this dropdown, you have to select the publication for which you want to create a subscriber, in which you want to create a new subscription. Right now in my beehiiv account, I have only one publication, that is Hardik's newsletter. So that's why I'm selecting this for now. Then it is asking us for the email. So whatever email address you are going to mention over here, a new subscription or a new subscriber with the same email address will be created in our beehiiv account. So we want to add the customer who made the payment on our Razorpay payment page as a subscriber. And while receiving the payment details from Razorpay inside Pabbly Connect, we have also received the email address of the customer who is making the payment. So from this response of Razorpay, we have to basically map this response of customer email over here in this email field. And guys, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field and here in this drop-down, you will see a list of all the responses which we have received from Razorpay. Out of all of these responses, select this response of email and it will be mapped over here. So whatever email address the customer is going to enter while making the payment, on the same email address with the same email address, the subscriber will be created in beehiiv. After mapping the email address, the next thing it asks us is reactivate existing. So here guys, if the subscriber which we are creating in our beehiiv account, if it is an existing customer and we are just reactivating their subscription, then from this drop-down we have to select yes. If we are creating a new subscriber, a fresh subscriber, then we have to select no over here. Then it is asking us, do you want to send welcome email? So yes, I want to send the welcome email. So I will be selecting yes from here. Then it is asking us UTM source, that what is the source of this subscription. So the source of this subscription is Razorpay. So I'm entering Razorpay over here. Then it is asking us UTM campaign, like if you have any specific campaign for this subscription, you can enter the name of this campaign over here. So right now I don't have any specific campaign name, so I'm just ignoring this field. Then it is asking us UTM medium, that what is the medium of this subscription. So this is just an organic subscription, or if it's by ads, you can add ads over here as well. You can enter any medium of your choice from which you are getting these subscriptions. Then it is asking us referring site, that from which particular website the subscriber was referred from. So if you can get these details on your Razorpay payment page from your customer, you can map this data, but it is not a mandatory, not a required field. So you can ignore this field for now as well. Then it is asking us custom fields. And here in this custom field name and custom field value, we can add the details of the new subscriber which we are adding. Details like name, email, phone number, and all the other details. But before adding this, what we have to do, we have to first create some custom fields in our beehiiv account. So here in this help text, there is a hyperlink. We will just open this link in a new tab and it will take you to the custom field section of our beehiiv account. Right now, you can see that I have created 7 different custom fields in my beehiiv account for number, for boolean, for date and time, for name and mobile number. So first you have to click on this create custom field button, give this custom field a name and then select the custom field type over here. For example, I'll just give it this custom field as a name as test and the type as text and click on save. So when we click on save here, you can see that a new custom field is been created in my beehiiv account. And with reference to this custom field, we can add the details of a new subscriber over here. So here in custom field name, we have to mention the name of the custom field. So in this video, I'm going to add the name and the mobile number of the user of the subscriber which we are creating. We have already mapped the email address while creating the subscription, but here in custom field in the details of a new subscriber, I'm going to enter the name and the email address. So here we have this custom field named as name and mobile number. So here in this field of custom field name, we have to mention the name of these fields. So I'm going to enter the name of the field as name and mobile number. So these are the 2 custom fields which I'm going to use while adding the details of a subscriber. And here after this, in custom field value, in the same sequence of comma separate values, we have to enter the value. So here I have this first custom field of name. So we are going to map the response of name of the customer who made the payment. From this drop down of Razorpay, I'll map the first name and then I will map the last name. Then we are going to add a comma. Then after the comma, we had the second custom field. We have added a second custom field named as mobile number. And here we want to mention the mobile number of the customer. So after adding the comma in this value field, we are going to map the mobile number as well. In this way, if you want, you can create any custom field of data in your beehiiv account and then you can mention the name of your custom field or names of your custom fields over here as comma separate value. And here guys, to add the value in place of these custom field, like if I want to add a name or mobile number, you just have to enter the same values which you want to add. Like what name I want to add in place of name, I have mapped or entered that name over here. Then after a comma, what mobile number I want to mention or I want to add to the subscriber, I have mapped that mobile number. If you have added multiple custom fields, more than 2, 3, 4 custom fields as well, you can add them as comma separate values and you can mention the value in place of those custom fields in this custom field value field with the commas as well in the same sequence. After mapping the values as well, we will just click on this save and send test request button. Now when we click on save and send test request, here you can see that we have received a response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the user whose details we have mapped over here, means a new subscriber with this email address and with this name and mobile number, a new subscriber has been created in our beehiiv account. Means the customer who made the payment on our Razorpay account has been added as a subscriber in beehiiv. So let's check it. We will go to a beehiiv account and we will go to the audience section, subscribers. And yes, here you can see that just now, few seconds ago, demo@pabblitudes.com. The same customer who made the payment on our Razorpay payment page is now automatically added as a subscriber in our beehiiv account. Here you can see that we will go to the custom fields of this subscriber and you can see the same mobile number and the same name of this user as well. This means guys, the automation workflow which we have created in this video inside Pabbly Connect, this automation is working perfectly fine. And using this automation, whenever we are going to capture a new payment on our Razorpay payment page, automatically the customer who made the payment will be added as a new subscriber, will be created as a new subscriber in our beehiiv account. Now here guys, after making this automation, let's test this automation workflow once in real time. Once again, I will just copy the payment link over here. So as I told you, we have created this custom payment link with some pre-filled values of dropdown. And if you want to share, you can share this same custom link, this same payment link as well. So I will once again just copy this custom link and paste it in a new tab. And you can see this custom field of blog name, which we have created, is pre-filled over here. And here at this payment page of our Razorpay, we are going to make another test payment. For example, this time the name of the person is test user. This is the email address of this user. And then this is the dummy mobile number. Click on pay. Let's make another test payment because we are in the test mode of Razorpay. And click on Pay Now. Okay, so just now we have received another payment on our Razorpay payment page. And we will see as we receive this payment, automatically, instantly within few seconds, this same customer who made the payment will be created as a subscriber in beehiiv. So we will go to our beehiiv account and we'll just go to the subscribers page once. And yes, here you can see that just now few seconds ago, a new subscriber is added in beehiiv with the same email address which we have just now entered while making this test payment on our Razorpay payment page. And when we will go to the custom field, here you can see the same name test user and the same mobile number too. If you want, you can add more custom fields and map the required data as well, which we get of the customer from Razorpay payment page. So we have tested this automation in real time and this automation is working perfectly fine.
So in this video, we are going to learn how to set up Razorpay automation for multiple products in Pabbly Connect. So if you are using Razorpay as a payment gateway, this automation is going to help you a lot. So in this automation, whenever we are going to capture a new payment in our Razorpay account, if you are selling multiple products using Razorpay, like if you are getting the payment for multiple products from your Razorpay account and each and every product has a different pricing, using this automation, for whatever product we are going to receive, the file of the same product will be shared from our Google Drive. So let's take an example like I'm selling some online courses, 3 different courses, and each course has a different price. And I'm using Razorpay to collect the payments from my users. Now, for example, if the customer makes a payment of 500, then I want to share a specific course. If they make a payment of 700, then I want to share a specific course file from my Google Drive. And if they make a payment of 1000, then I want to share the course file of some other course of the third course from my Google Drive. So this is the kind of setup we are going to automate in this video. So whenever we are going to capture the payment, on the basis of what amount of payment we receive, the kind of file we are going to share from our Google Drive with the customer. So if you want to know how you can set up this kind of automation for your Razorpay account, for that you just have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Razorpay to Google Drive. And then just click on Create. Now you can see that our workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have 2 different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those 2 concepts, those 2 principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with our trigger window. Now the idea here is, first we have to connect our Razorpay account with Pabbly Connect in the trigger window, so that every time we receive a payment on our Razorpay account, automatically the details of the same payment which we are receiving should be received inside Pabbly Connect as well. Then after that guys, here in my Razorpay account, I'm actually selling 3 different products. Let me show you. First one is the Java course. So here you can see Java for beginners. This is the payment link for this particular course. We'll just open it in a new tab. And then here you can see that this is the payment page using which the customers can buy this Java course. And the price of this course is 799 rupees. After this, I have another course named as Python for beginners. We will just copy the payment link of this course and open it in a new tab. And here you can see this course, the product price of this course is 999 rupees over here. And using this payment page, the customers can buy or make payment for Python course. And another course which we have is the PHP course. So we'll just copy this link, paste it in a new tab, and here you can see using this payment page, the customer can make the payment for their PHP course. And the product price is, the course price is 499 rupees. So we have 3 different courses and every course, every product has a different amount. Now I want that using this automation which we are going to create in Pabbly Connect, using this, whenever I receive a payment in my Razorpay account for any of these 3 courses, the course file of this course which is present in my Google Drive should be shared as an email to the same person. The same course file, like I have the Java course file, Python course file, just let me rename it. Python course file, and the PHP course file. I have all of these three courses in my Google Drive, and I want to share these courses with the customer who are making the payments. So first, we are going to connect our Razorpay account in Pabbly Connect in the trigger window, as I told you. And then whenever we are going to receive the payment in our Razorpay account, the details of each and every payment will be captured inside Pabbly Connect. And after receiving those payment details, we are going to actually create a router, 3 different routes in our automation workflow for 3 different courses. And we are going to add a condition in such a way, like if the payment price, if the customer has made the payment of 799 rupees, then we are going to share this Java course file with them. If the customer has made the payment of 999 rupees, then we are going to share the Python file or Python course from our Google Drive. Or if the customer has made the payment of 499 rupees, in that case, we are going to share this online PHP course file with them from our Google Drive. So in this way, if you have created multiple products, if you are collecting payments for multiple products from your Razorpay account and the price of each and every product is different, then you can set up a single automation workflow and then you can create multiple routes over there. And according to the price, what our actions are supposed to be taken, you can specify that in that particular route. So it is not that complex as it sounds. It's a very simple process. So let's begin with it. Now here in our trigger window in Choose App, search for Razorpay. Just select it. And then in trigger event from this drop down, select the trigger event as payment captured. After selecting our trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. Now using this webhook URL, we are going to connect our Razorpay account with Pabbly Connect. And to add this webhook URL in our Razorpay account, we just have to follow the help text given below over here. Just copy this webhook URL from here and then just go to the Razorpay account. After coming to the Razorpay account, go to Accounts and Settings from the left sidebar and then click on this webhooks option over here. After coming to this webhooks page, here you can see a list of all the webhooks which I have added in my Razorpay account. Click on this Add New Webhook button and this box appears in front of us. The first thing it asks us is the webhook URL. And here in this field, we have to paste the exact same webhook URL which we have copied from Pabbly Connect. Just copy it from here and paste it over here. After this, it is asking us for the secret and alert email. So both of these fields are not mandatory, so you can ignore them. And at last, it asks us active events. So here in active events, we have to select payment.captured. If you have any doubt or confusion while adding the webhook URL or selecting your active event, you can always refer to the help text given below over here. And here in help text, you can see that it is telling us to select payment.captured as the active event. So we have selected it. And then just click on create webhook over here. And now you can see that we have successfully added a webhook URL in our Razorpay account. Now, every time we receive a payment in our Razorpay account, automatically the details of the payment which we are going to capture in Razorpay will be sent to Pabbly Connect. And here in this Pabbly Connect trigger window, we are going to get the response. So here in Pabbly Connect, it is showing us waiting for webhook response. This means Pabbly Connect is waiting to get some details of a new payment from Razorpay. So right now, I am in the test mode of my Razorpay account and I am going to make a payment over here. So I'll just go to one of my courses. For example, I'll go to this Java course for beginners page. And here at this payment page in test mode, we are going to make a test payment. For example, I'll enter the name as demo user. So this is the name of the customer. This is the email address of the customer. And then whatever email address the customer is going to enter while making the payment, on the same email address, we are going to share our course file from our Google Drive using this automation. So here I have entered the email address. Let me add a dummy mobile number over here. Then here it is asking us to select the course. So just select it. And then the product price is by default entered. That is 799 rupees. Click on pay. And because we are in the test mode, so we are going to make a test payment using the test card. So let me enter the test card details, then CVV. Click on pay now. So we are setting up this automation for basically this payment. So let me just enter the payment over here, the OTP. Let me make this successful payment. And yes, here you can see that just now on our Razorpay account, we have received a new payment for this Java for Beginners course. And the price of this course was 799 rupees. And because we have connected our Razorpay account with Pabbly Connect using this webhook URL, we will see in our Pabbly Connect workflow in this trigger window, we have received some response. And in this response, we will see all the details of the new payment which we have received. So we will just scroll down and here you can see the same name of the customer which we have entered while making the payment on the payment page. Then you can see the same email address of the customer. Here you can see the course which they have selected from the drop down. Here you can see the payment method. We will scroll down further. Once again, you can see the email address, the mobile number of the customer which they have entered. And then you can see some other details too. And here you can see the amount for which the customer made the payment. So the price of this course, the price of Java course was 799 rupees. And here in response, you can see we have received this response. But you will notice that the amount is pretty incorrect. Here we have received the amount as 79,900, but the course price was 799 rupees. Now we have received these two extra zeros in the response because while sending the data of a newly captured payment, Razorpay does not support decimal values. That's why the course price was 799.00 and that is why it has eliminated the decimal and sent us these two zeros as well. So if you want, you can remove these two zeros in the next step or you can continue with this as well. So every time we are going to receive the response of a new payment, the two extra zeros after the decimal or without the decimal, the complete value will be received inside Pabbly Connect. And we are going to add the router conditions. We are going to create different branches, different routes in this automation workflow on the basis of this response of amount, because all of these three courses have different amounts over here. So the step 1 of setting up this automation is completed. We have successfully captured the details of our new payment which we are receiving on our Razorpay account inside Pabbly Connect. Now let's move to step 2. And in step 2, we have to create 3 different routes. For example, if the payment amount is 799.00, that is 79,900, in that case, we want to share the Java course from our Google Drive. We want to share the course file of Java from our Google Drive with our users. If the payment amount we capture in response is rupees 999.00, that means 99,900 after removing this decimal, in that case, we want to share the Python course file from Google Drive. And if the payment price or the payment amount is 499.00, in that case, we want to share the PHP course file from our Google Drive account with the same customer who made the payment. And as I told you, for this condition, we are going to create 3 different routes over here. So let's scroll down, come to our action window, and to create multiple routes in our automation workflow, we are going to use a feature of Pabbly Connect that is called router. Just select it over here. After selecting router by Pabbly, by default, it has created 2 different routes over here. And then if you want, by clicking on this add route button, you can add unlimited routes in your automation workflow. So using router by Pabbly, you can create unlimited routes in your automation workflow. But right now, we just want to create 3 different routes. Click on this add router button and then just let's rename these routes. So first route name is Java course. So if we get the payment for this Java course, in that case, this automation workflow will be continued from this route. Then the second route, I would like to name the second route as Python course and update it. And the name of the third route will be PHP course. And click on update. So in this way, we have created 3 different routes in our automation workflow using router by Pabbly. And we have named these routes as well. Now, what are the steps we want is this automation to follow in these routes? We are going to set up that in this set filter and action step. Just click on it, set filter and action step, and we are setting up this route for Java course. Like if we receive the payment for Java course, in that case, this automation workflow will be continued from this route. But while setting it, the first thing which we have to enter, which we have to set up is the filter. That how Pabbly Connect will know or how this router will know that this automation workflow should be continued from this route. So as I told you, all of our 3 different courses have different pricing. So every time we receive a payment for a different course, we will get a different amount in response in our trigger window. And on that basis, guys, we are going to add this filter condition, like if the amount of the payment we have received is 79900, that is 79,900, then in that case, this automation workflow should be executed by the root of Java course. So we have to set up this kind of condition over here. So once again, we'll click on this set filter and actions tab. And in here in select label, we have to select the label for amount. So here in this dropdown, you will see a list of all the responses which we have received from Razorpay. And out of all of these responses, select this response of amount in select label. Then the filter type will be equals to, from this dropdown, select equals to, and then in value, we have to enter the value of this course. And don't forget, we have to remove this decimal value. We have to remove the decimal and then we have to enter the complete value. So I'm going to enter 79900. This is the value. And click on save and send test request. So if we have received 79900, the course price of Java course in response from Razorpay, like if Razorpay tells us that we have received this amount of payment, in that case, we want to share the course file of Java. So here we have added this filter condition and told Pabbly Connect, told this router step, like if the payment amount is equals to this, then the automation workflow should be continued from this route. So with this route, we want to share the Java course file in the next step. So we have ensured that if the amount is this, then the workflow will be executed by this route. After this, in this route, we want to share the Java course file with the customer. For that, just click on this add action step button and we have the course file in our Google Drive. So here in choose app in action step, we'll search for Google Drive. Just select it. After selecting Google Drive, in action event from this drop down, we have to select the action event as share a file. Then just click on connect and select add new connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our Google Drive account with Pabbly Connect in this step. And to make this connection, click on this sign in with Google button and then select your Google Drive account in which you have that file. After this, just scroll down and click on continue. And as we click on continue, we will see our Google Drive account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is the file ID. So here in this dropdown, you can see a list of all the files which we have created in our Google Drive account. And here from this dropdown, that using this automation in this step, which file we want to share with the user. So from this dropdown, using this route, we want to share the Java course file. So I'll just search for Java course. We have this Java course PDF. This was the name of the file which I want to send to the customer who are making me the payment for Java course. So we have selected the file which we want to share for Java course. After selecting the file in this file ID field, the next thing it asks us is the email. That what is the email address of the customer on which we want to share the file. So we'll just click on this field and from this drop down, while receiving the Razorpay payment, we have asked the user their email address. And on the same email address, we are going to share this file. So here from Razorpay payments in this dropdown, you can see a list of all the responses which we have captured of a payment. And out of all of these responses, we are going to select this response of email and it will be mapped over here. So whatever email address the customer is going to enter while making the payment, on the same email address, this course file will be shared from our Google Drive. At last, it asks us for the role. So in this dropdown, you can see we have three different role options: can view, can edit, and can comment. So here guys, what role you want to give to this user? I want to give the user the role as can view. So here I have selected that particular role over here. And then just click on save and send test request. After clicking on save and send test request, here you can see that we have received a response. And in this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the file ID which we have selected over here, this file is been shared with this user, the same customer who made the payment for this course on our Razorpay payment page. So let's check the email inbox of this user. So let's check the email inbox. So this is the inbox of the same user. And yes, here you can see that on the same email address which we have entered while making the payment, on the same email, a new email is received. And here in this email, you can see that the same course file of Java, which we had in our Google Drive, the same file is been shared with the same customer who made us the payment on our Razorpay payment page. And here you can see the same course file. So this means, guys, the first route of this automation we have created successfully. Whenever we are going to receive a payment of 799 rupees on our Razorpay account, automatically this course file of Java course, whose price we have kept 799 rupees, will be shared to the same user on their email address from our Google Drive. Now after this, guys, if you want to add these payment details into a specific Google Sheet for Java course, you can add this action step of Google Sheet, or if you want to send a confirmation of WhatsApp, SMS or email, you can add any other step according to your requirement, according to your choice in the same route as well. So right now in this video, I'm just keeping it simple that how we have shared this file. Now, if you want to send a WhatsApp message, for example, click on this add action step, select the WhatsApp step, set up it, and then this automation will run through this route and follow all the steps in this route. After route 1, after the route for Java course, we have to actually set up a similar route for course 2 as well, our Python course as well. Like if we get a payment of 999 rupees, or should I say 99,900 if we remove this decimal, then in that case, we want the customer to be shared the Python course file. We want this automation to be continued using this particular route of Python course. So once again, we'll click on this set filter and action step button and select label from this drop down of Razorpay responses. Once again, we are going to select the label of amount. Filter type will be equals to and value will be 999.00. So the price of our Python course, our second product, was 999 rupees. And while receiving a response, as I told you, Razorpay does not support the decimal value. So the complete value will be 999.00. So we have entered the same value over here in this filter condition. And then just click on this save and send test request button. Now here in response, because while capturing the response from Razorpay in the trigger window, we have selected the Java course. We have received the response of this 799 rupees or 79,900. This is the response. And this is not equals to 999. So that is why it is showing us the condition is false. This means if the customer has made the payment for Java course or PHP course, in that case, the customer won't be shared the Python file. This automation workflow will not be continued using this route. This means this step is working perfectly fine. And once again, we have to click on this add action step button and set up the Google Drive step. Now, if you want, you can actually set up this complete step, or you can copy the step from your previous step, previous route, and then paste it over here. So how this copy and paste of step works, we will see this in video as well. Select the scene action event, click on connect. Now because we have connected our Google Drive account in the previous step of Java course, we don't have to make a new connection. You can select the existing connection and click on save. After clicking on save, the next thing it asks us is file ID once again. And we want that whenever this automation is continued using this route, in this route, the course file of Python should be shared with the user. So from this drop down, I will just search for the course file of Python, Python basics PDF. We have the same file name over here, Python basics. And then after selecting this file, once again map the email address of the customer from Razorpay responses. So on this email, we want to share the file. The role will be can view. And this time, let's click on this save button. Let's not click on save and send test request. Click on this save button over here. And then close this route. Then we have to set up the third route for our third product, the third course which we have, that is PHP course. So the price of PHP course is 499 rupees. This means whenever we are going to receive a payment in this particular course for this particular payment page, then we are going to get the response of 49,900 over here. After removing the decimal, this value becomes 49,900. And we want that whenever we get a payment of 499 rupees on our Razorpay payment page, we want to share this PHP course file to that customer's email. So let's set up this filter and action step. Select the label as amount once again. Here it is, and equals to 499.00. We are going to enter the exact value, but without the decimal over here. And then just click on save and send test request. And once again, it is showing us the condition is false because we have captured the response for Java product, Java course over here. After this, guys, once again, we have to add the Google Drive step. And as I told you, you can actually copy and paste action step inside your Pabbly Connect workflow. Like in the previous route, you can see that we have added the same Google Drive step which we want to add. But we just want to change the file ID over here. So what you can do, you can just click on this three dot of this action step, click on this copy step button. After this, go to your next route And then here, just click on this three dot in front of this action step of filter and click on this paste step button. And then the same step which we have copied will be pasted below that. So here we have added the same Google Drive step, the same account connection and all of those things, the same mapping data. We just want to change the file ID over here, that using this route, in this step, the PHP course file should be shared. So we'll just refresh this once. And then from this drop down, we will search for the course file of PHP course. This is it. Just select it. And then using this route, when automation will be continued. This means if the customer makes a payment of 499 rupees, then the course file of PHP will be shared to them on their email address. Just click on this save button over here. And we have successfully created 3 different routes on the basis of pricing in our Pabbly Connect account. Now, every time we receive a payment on our Razorpay account, Pabbly Connect will capture the data of that payment. And what is the amount of the payment? On that basis, we have created 3 different routes over here. And here guys, you will see on that basis what amount of payment we receive. We will select what kind of product we want to send to the customer, or what is the action we want to follow in the automation, by what route this automation will be continued. So here guys, we have successfully created this automation workflow. Now let's test this automation workflow once again. We have actually captured the response for the Java course. Now let's make a test payment for this PHP course, this Python course once. So I'll just use the same details of the user. For example, demo customer. This is the name. This is the email address. And this is a dummy mobile number. Let's select the course as Python course. And the product price is 999 rupees. And we will see as we make this payment, instantly within few seconds, the same Python course file for which we are making the payment will be shared with the same customer on their mentioned email address. Let's click on this pay button and make another test payment over here. Just make the payment by card, enter the test card details, click on pay now, enter the OTP as well and submit. So just now we have received another successful payment on our Razorpay payment page, and we have received this payment for this product of Python course for beginners. And we will see as we receive this payment, instantly within few seconds, the same course file of Python course which we had in our Google Drive will be shared with the same customer who made the payment. So let's check the email inbox of that customer. And yes, here you can see that just now a new file has been shared of Python basics, the Python course which we had in our Google Drive. Now let's test this automation once again. We will make the payment for online PHP course, and when we are going to make the payment for this course, only this file will be shared with the customer who made the payment. So let's enter the customer details, demo user, the same email address we are going to enter once again. Let's enter another dummy mobile number, select the course, and this time we are making the payment of 499 rupees. And according to our automation workflow, we have created 3 different routes. And if we receive the payment of 499 rupees, then the course of PHP, the course file of PHP course will be shared from our Google Drive. So let's make the payment. Select mode card. And CVV. Click on pay. And then now you will see we have received another successful payment for this PHP course. And when we receive the payment for this course, only the course file of this particular course will be shared from our Google Drive with the customer who made the payment. Once again, we'll check the email inbox. And yes, here you can see that the course file of PHP course is received. This means the automation workflow which we have created inside Pabbly Connect is working perfectly fine. Now, if you have more than 3, like 5, 10, 15 products on your Razorpay account, and you have different payment pages for each and every product, and each and every product has a different price, then on that basis, into a single workflow, you can capture the details of all the payments you receive on your Razorpay account. And then you can create different routes over here inside Pabbly Connect for each and every product, for each and every price which you receive on the basis of amount which you receive as payment on your Razorpay. And then in those routes, you can set up or add multiple action steps, like what are the action steps you want to follow if you receive the payment for that particular customer. So in this video, I just took an example of sharing a file with Google Drive But instead of this, you can perform any action as I told you. You can add the customer into CRM, share a file, send a WhatsApp message, SMS or email, or you can add these details into Google Sheet or send this data to any other platform. You can set up your complete routes over here in this set filter and action steps section.
Welcome to this tutorial on how to send WhatsApp messages to your customers on getting your Razorpay invoices paid. So if you're a business owner using Razorpay for collecting payments, you already know how important it is to keep your customers informed about their payment statuses. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can easily integrate Razorpay with WhatsApp to automate the process of sending payment confirmations to your customers on WhatsApp. So this will not only save your time but improve customers' experience and increase their loyalty. So without any further ado, let's start. To set up this automation, we are using Pabbly Connect, which is an automation and integration tool, and this is the landing page of Pabbly Connect. And I'm going to paste the same link in the description so that you can sign up for free, and you will get free automation tasks every month to test and set up your automation. So sign up right now from the given link, and after that sign in and select Pabbly Connect product, and you will reach the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. From here guys, you have to click on this create workflow button. Here you can give a suitable name to your workflow as well. So let me provide a name here as Razorpay. Alright, so I have given this name, Razorpay invoice confirmation on WhatsApp. After giving such names, click on create button and your workflow page will load up like this. And here you will find these two modules, the trigger and the action. Okay. So these are the basic building blocks of our automation. So guys, trigger is going to start or trigger the workflow, and the action would be an automated consequence or the response of the trigger. In our use case guys, whenever my customer is going to pay an invoice, that is going to trigger this workflow, and the action would be to send a confirmation about that invoice to the customer on WhatsApp. Okay. So here when you click on trigger, it will ask you to choose the application. In our case, it will be Razorpay, because with the help of Razorpay, we are generating invoices for the customers. Okay. And here in the trigger event, I'm going to select this invoice paid option. Okay. So with the help of this webhook URL, we are going to make a connection with Razorpay, and after that we are going to capture the response of that webhook connection. So you can follow these steps written here to make this connection. Let me show you directly how you can create this. So this is my Razorpay applications dashboard, and here guys, you have to click on this accounts and setting options from the left hand side panel. Okay. Under account and settings, you will find this website and app settings, under which you will find this webhooks tab. Click on webhooks, and under webhooks guys, you have to click on this add new webhook button. Alright, and here you have to paste in this webhook URL field, you have to paste the webhook URL that you got from your workflow. So just click on copy from here and then paste this URL here like this. Okay, and then you have to select the active events. So this means it is asking when you want to send the data from Razorpay to your workflow. So we want that whenever our invoice got paid, the data should be delivered. So here you will find invoice.paid option under invoice events. Check this box and then click on create webhook, and here's how the webhook will be saved here successfully. Okay, right. Now guys, here you can see as we have copied the webhook URL, it started showing waiting for the webhook connections response. This means now we have to perform a test submission. Test submission means now I am going to manually send an invoice to any, you can send that invoice to yourself also, and manually do a test payment on that invoice. Okay, not an original one, do a test payment on that invoice, and the data of that invoice will be captured here. As you are going to pay, the details will be captured here in the response in the workflow. Okay, so let me show you my invoices section. Here guys, when you click on home page, Here guys, under the payment products, click on show all option, and here you will find this invoices option. Under invoices, let's create or generate an invoice by clicking on create invoice button. So this is a test invoice we are creating just for setting up this automation. So here you have to provide a unique number to the invoice. So you can provide any unique number. You can here provide a description. I'm providing the description as this is a test invoice. Okay. You can select the expiry date. Okay, and you can fill the billing address, shipping address. You can select any item that you are selling like this. Okay. Here you can provide notes to customers and terms and services. Okay. And here you can see we have finalize and issue option. So we have to do one thing more. Okay, here you have to select your customer as well. So let me select the customer. Alright, so I have selected the customer as well, and now we can click on finalize and issue. I am clicking on issue invoice, and the invoice has been created and sent to this email address that I have entered in the customer section. Okay, now actually this is my email address only. I have used my another account, so I'm going to open that account, and from here let's create a test payment of this invoice. So guys, this is the email I have received, and here in this email you can see this is the invoice. Okay, you can see the net payable amount, and this is the PDF format of the invoice attached here. Okay, and here I am clicking on proceed to pay, and let's pay this invoice. Okay, so here let me click on proceed to pay. I am using test card details. This is not an original card. We are using test details, and we are making a test payment also. Okay, and you can see we are under test mode. I am clicking on pay now without saving the card. Okay, and here guys, let me first show you, this is still waiting for the response. Okay, our workflow, and here I am going to click on success. Here I am going to click on success. Okay, and a test payment will be created. You can see the payment is successful, started showing up here. This means this invoice is now paid. You can see here. Now let's see in our workflow if we got the data captured of this invoice getting paid, and here you can see we have received the data, and in this data you can see the details of the person. Okay, and here the amount of the payment is here, but we have 2 extra zeros appearing here because it doesn't capture the decimal points here. You can see, so these are the 2 extra zeros that are appearing here. Okay, so we can trim that, not to worry, and we have all other details related to the invoice also. Okay, this is the description of the invoice. This is the customer's name, customer's email. Right, now guys, first of all we are going to trim this amount. For that, use this action step, and here I am going to search for a feature of Pabbly Connect which is called number formatter. Select number formatter, and then select the action event as perform math operation. Okay, then click on connect button, and here you can see it started showing this numbers field. So here you can provide the numbers on which you can perform any kind of mathematical operation. So guys, I want that these 2 extra zeros should be removed from this number. So I'm going to map this amount paid label or total amount label here in this numbers field. So just click here, and the previous Razorpay step will appear like this. From here you can find the amount label like this and map it. Then put a comma here, and we want to remove extra 2 zeros. So I'm going to divide this number by 100. So after putting a comma, put 100 manually, and then select the operation as divide. Okay, then click on save and send test request button, and you will get the corrected amount like this. Okay, here we got the result table and we got the corrected amount. Now we can share this information to our customer on WhatsApp. For that, just click here on this plus icon, and from this actions tab, search for Interact application. So Interact is a business API provider for WhatsApp. Okay, so here select this, then select the action event as send WhatsApp template message, then click on connect button. From here select add new connection, then it will ask for the Interact's secret key. So you'll get this secret key from the developer settings of Interact, and you can open it from your Interact application here. So guys, this is my Interact application, and here on the bottom left hand side we have the settings icon. Open settings, then click on settings one more time, and from this page click on developer settings, and here is the secret key that we wanted. Just copy this key and paste this key here in this field like this, and then click on save, and you will be connected with Interact. Okay, now it will ask for the country code and the phone number and the full phone number details. So here I'm going to map the phone number of our customer. So we have received the phone number as well. Let me show you that. So guys, here you can see in the first step we have received the details of the customer. And the customer details we have received this contact label also, and in this contact you can see the number, the WhatsApp number of the person as well. So I'm going to map the label here in the full phone number field, and here you have to note that you have to enter this phone number in this exact same format. That means with the plus sign and the country code. So the 91 is for India, you have to place your country code. So let me just first map the number that we got here. Alright, here we have the contact label, just map it, and here we do not have the plus sign, so you can manually add the plus sign and the country code as well, like this. Okay, now it is asking for the template code's name. So what is a template? So guys, for sending messages on WhatsApp, you first have to create message templates inside Interact application. Okay, message templates are predefined message structures that we can use to send messages automatically on WhatsApp. Let me show you the template that we are using here for this purpose. So here, sending the invoice paying confirmation, I have created this template and I have named it as invoice paid. So guys, when you open your template, first of all, you can see in a template we can send a header in which we can send a text, image, video or document. Right now we do not have any header, so I'm selected none, and this is the main body of the message. Okay, here you can read we have dear payment of INR for invoice number received successfully. This is the message, and here we have this 1, 2 and 3 in double curly braces. These are the placeholders or the variable body variables of the message template. Okay, body variables means we can change the values of these variables every time we are sending the message. Okay, so you have to place these variables properly in every message so that we can send new information every time we are sending the message. Okay, so we are done creating this template and we get it approved. After that, when you open this template, here on the top search bar after this template / view, you will find the templates code. Just copy this code and paste this code in your workflow here in this template code name. For the language code, you will know the language code when you create a template, and my language was English and the code was EN. Okay, header value, we not sending any header, so I am leaving this blank. Here in the body variables, you have to put the values of the body variables that you have in your message. Here we have 3 variables, so let me map the values here. First variable is for the name of the customer to whom you are sending the message. So if you have the name received, you can map the name label here. So when you scroll down, you will see the name label here. This is the name, just map it and put a comma here, and you have to place the values of these 3 body variables sequentially one by one, separated by commas in the field. Second body variable is for the amount, So for the amount, I'm going to use this second step, because here we have corrected the amount and put a comma again. And for the third body variable, we need to map the invoice number. So you will get the invoice number from the first step only. Here you will find, here is the invoice number, just map it. Okay, these are the three body variables. And here we have this CTA or call to action button option also. If you want to place a CTA button in a message, you can select the position of CTA here, and here you can put the redirection link related to the CTA button. But right now I am not going to use the CTA buttons. We are just going to check our connection now by clicking on save and send test request button. And this message with the properly placed information in the body variables will be sent to this number automatically in front of you. So let's check the connection. Actually, this is not a real WhatsApp number, so I'm going to place my WhatsApp number here. Then I'll click on save and send test request. So guys, let's click on save and send test request button. Message is this: Dear Parker Devin, okay, payment of INR 30,000 for invoice number this received successfully. This is a confirmation message for the payment. Do not try to make the payment again. If not done by you, email us at this address. Okay, and here you can see in place of the placeholders or the body variables, we got the data placed correctly as we have mapped here in the message in the body variables field here in the workflow. So this is how it is going to work, guys. Now we are done setting up this automation, and you have to set up it only once. After that, it will work automatically whenever in real time your customers is going to pay you real money using your invoices. That is going to trigger this workflow, and the payment confirmations will be delivered to your customers automatically.
Hello everyone, today we will learn how to add Razorpay sales to new Zoho CRM leads. So whenever an order is paid on Razorpay, you get a notification about that. But if you want to store it and create a lead in your Zoho CRM, then you can create this automation with the help of Pabbly Connect. We will create an integration where our trigger will be new order paid in Razorpay and our action will be to create a lead in our Zoho CRM. Let us learn how to do that.
So in this video, we will learn how can you create leads in your Zoho CRM whenever a new order is paid in your Razorpay account. So we can create an automation for this whole process with the help of Pabbly. This is the landing page. Let us quickly sign in into our account. If you don't have an existing account, you can click upon sign up for free. Now I will reach this page where all the applications are provided. I will use Pabbly Connect to create automation for this. As soon as you reach the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, you have to click on this button called Create Workflow and give a suitable name to your workflow. I'm going to name it as Create Leads in Zoho CRM when an order is paid in Razorpay. Click on Create and then a blank workflow will be created for you. Here you can see two windows with trigger and action written over it. Trigger says when this happens and action says do this, which means the trigger application will have an event. An event will take place in that application, which will trigger the workflow. And then when that triggers, the action application will perform the assigned action. Like the trigger for this workflow is going to be Razorpay. As whenever an order is paid in Razorpay, that will trigger this workflow and the action will be to create a lead in our Zoho CRM. So the event will be order paid. Once this is done, you have to use a webhook URL that is given to you by Pabbly Connect to connect Pabbly Connect and Razorpay so that whenever an order is paid, then this workflow will make sure that the Pabbly Connect gets to capture the whole response over here in the workflow so that it can transfer it to Zoho. Okay, so we have to follow these instructions given to us. So let us see what we have to do. We have to log into our account and then navigate to the webhook section available under settings. So let us go to accounts and settings from the left side panel. Here in settings, you will find webhooks. Click on webhooks and then you have to add a new webhook. When you click on add new webhook, you have the first thing you need to enter is this webhook URL. So let us copy from there. And as soon as you copy, you can see it starts waiting for a webhook response. So let us go back, paste it over here. You can create another any secret key over here. So I'm choosing the password of my account. Then this is the email, and I have to choose the active event, so it is order paid. So whenever an order is paid, this webhook will work. I'll click on create webhook, and then it's successfully created. Now you have to create a order. How can you do that? See, you can go to payment pages over here, and from here you can see right top corner, create payment page. You can create your own payment page. Like you can see, there are many payment pages created. I have created this page over here. I've copied this link and opened this form in a separate tab. So this is just a dummy page. So I'm going to fill in this form. My email address is this. This is my phone number, and this is my first and last name. PIN code is this. So I have filled this form. I will pay this amount. And once this payment is successful, I will be receiving a response over here. So make sure that you pay it, because it's a dummy one. It will automatically detect I'm making it a success. So the payment is successful. So now this is done. So when you go back to Pabbly Connect, you can see a response has been received. All the information is here, the name of the person, the email address, their phone number, the PIN code, and also the amount that is paid is also here. See, it's all here. So, which means that our trigger has worked successfully. Now, when you come down to your action application, nothing is going to change. You are just going to use over here Zoho CRM, and then connect your Pabbly Connect with your Zoho CRM. So, the event is going to create a lead and then connect. So, add new connection, connect with Zoho CRM, and enter the Zoho domain over here. So when you go back to your Zoho account, you can see the URL says zoho.com. So that is what is our domain. Select one from here. These are the options that could be possibly your domain, but our domain is .com. So we are going to paste that, save, and it will automatically detect. Just give access by clicking on accept, and the accounts will be connected. So now Pabbly Connect has access to create a lead inside Zoho CRM. So now you have to fill in certain details over here which are generally required to create a lead. We are going to fill in these details with the help of our previous step, that is Razorpay. So the process is called mapping. Whenever you have to fill in the details of any empty field in your action window, so when you click on that empty field, it will ask you to insert data from the previous step, and it gives you the option also to map that data. So this drop down menu is that option. When you click on this drop down menu, so you can see all the information that you generally need is over here itself. So just we have to select, or either if you have a very long list, you can click on the search and map data field and enter. So like our first name was this, so you can straight away map it from here. No need to search. Now again, so the last name is also here. No designation, but there was an email address. So again, search and map data, and I wrote @ and here is my email address. Then we have the phone number. So this was the phone number, and that's how it's very easy to map everything. You come down now, this field says required, but we are just entering details to create a lead of an order that has been paid. So no annual revenue is required. So right now for this case, I am putting it as 0. If you are creating any workflow where annual revenue is required to be filled, you can fill it according to yourself. Then no address required, but yes, we had the zip code. So I will just type over here. This was my zip code, and these are the details that were supposed to be filled. Simply click on save and send test request and wait for the response from the action application. And see, the response is here. It says success, and all the details are here, and the message is record added. So we will save our workflow right here. Close this action window also. And then we'll go back to our Zoho CRM to check, refresh, and see. Here is the newly created lead. All right, so the number, the email address, and the lead name is also here, which means that our workflow has been a success. So let us quickly recap. Our trigger application was Razorpay. I already created a payment page over here. You can create your own payment page by clicking on create payment page over here. And I opened the link in a separate tab so that I can fill, and the payment was successful. So after that, the response was received, and then it was further transferred to Zoho CRM. We filled in the empty fields with the process called mapping, and a lead was created. So this was the whole workflow. I hope this helped.
How to schedule a meeting in Google Meet on receiving payment in Razorpay automatically. So this video is very useful for all the people who are taking the online appointments, because here I am going to tell you that whenever the payment is done by a user via Razorpay Payment Gateway, how you can automatically schedule a meeting into the Google Meet for the same person who has just made a payment without doing anything manually. Yes, it is possible. You just need to build a connection in between these applications, and after that, every time someone is going to make a payment, a meeting will be scheduled automatically into the Google Meet software. Want to learn how you can do this? Come with me and I'll show you the whole process step by step. So I'm collecting the online payments via this page, and I have created this page via Razorpay Payment Gateway, and I want whenever someone is going to make a payment from here, an appointment or a Google Meet should be scheduled automatically, and we are also going to share the meeting details with the same person via Gmail. And for that, I'll have to build a connection in between Razorpay and Google Meet, and I'm going to do that with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing integration and automation software via which you can connect multiple applications and automate your task. Well, you can also reach here by typing pabbly.com/connect. I will also attach this link into my description box. Now, if you are a new user of Pabbly Connect, you will have to sign up for free. I'm already an existing user of Pabbly Connect, so that is why I'm clicking on sign in. Now, in the free account, you will also get free tasks, that too every month, in order to test these kinds of amazing automation. Now, after reaching out to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, the very first thing you'll have to do is to click on this blue button, that is create workflow, and simply provide a random name to your automation, to your workflow. So let's say I'm providing the name as schedule a meeting in Google Meet on receiving the payment in Razorpay. So how about I go with this particular name? Okay, so let me read it once again. Schedule a meeting in Google Meet on receiving the payment in Razorpay. Now click on create, and after clicking on this button, you will find two boxes in front of you. These are actually trigger and action. Trigger means when this happens, action means do this. So whenever this happens, do this. Understand with an example also. Whenever a sale happen in a payment gateway application, send an email automatically via Gmail application. And here, according to our use case, whenever the payment happen in the Razorpay Payment Gateway application, automatically schedule a meeting in Google Meet application. So this is how you need to always select the applications in which you are setting up an automation. And here I am building the automation in between Razorpay and Google Meet. So that is why I have chosen first application as the Razorpay, and I want that whenever the payment is captured in Razorpay, this automation should start trigger. So that is why I have selected this particular trigger event. Now, after selecting these two things, here you can see a webhook URL and few set of instructions. Okay, so the idea here is we are going to connect our Razorpay with the Pabbly Connect so that the payment capture details can be captured here in the Pabbly Connect, and then we are going to send the same data to the Google Meet in order to schedule the meetings. Okay, and how I am going to do that? Well, again, you will have to follow the instructions. So firstly, copy this webhook URL and go back to your Razorpay dashboard, and here under the settings you will find an option of the webhooks. Okay, here is the settings option. I have clicked on that, and at the above side you will find an option of webhooks, and from this blue button add new webhook, you will have to paste the same webhook URL which you have just received via Pabbly Connect. Alright, and after providing the webhook URL, you will have to select the action event, and it should be the same event which you have selected into the Pabbly Connect. And here I have selected this payment captured, so that is why I am going to select the same event here, and after that you'll have to click on this create webhook button, and this is how the webhook will be added here, and that means now Razorpay and Pabbly Connect is connected. Okay, now you will have to read the instructions that it is actually waiting for the webhook response. Log into the application where you have added the webhook URL and do a test submission or record so that the data can can be recorded here in the webhook response. So basically here the test submission means is making of a new payment here or just a test payment. We are going to make a dummy payment here so that firstly we can get the details here, the payment capture details here. Okay, so I'll go back to the Pabbly Connect and here I will directly open the payment pages, and here in this particular payment pages I've already created a one page for the appointment for skin doctor. So let me show you this page. Here is the page URL. I will open this page in front of you and you will see that what kind of page I have created. So basically the idea here is I am collecting the appointments online. I'm actually giving the appointments online as a skin doctor, for which I am collecting the payments from here, and I want as soon as someone is going to make a payment from here, a meeting should be scheduled into my Google Meet automatically. Alright, and how I'm going to do that? So firstly, as per the instructions, I'm going to make a dummy payment here, a test payment here, and for that I'm going to use the test card details of the Razorpay. Okay, test card Razorpay. If you will search like this, you will find the test card details here, via which I am going to make a dummy payment. Alright, so here are the details of the dummy payment. Okay, let me show you. Here are the details. Okay, so coming back here, and the consultation fee for the appointment for the skin doctor is actually 300. admin@pabblytudes.com. So assume that the email address of the person is admin@pabblytudes.com. Here I am going to add a dummy phone number. Alright, so I have added the same. Now it is asking for the preferred date. Well, I have added a calendar here, and assume that the person is interested in scheduling this appointment for the 18th of January. After that, I have provided the several details, basically the timing details as well. So I used to provide the appointments for these 4 slots only, so that is why I have provided only 4 details, and I have intentionally added this timings into the 24 hours format. Why? I'll tell you within the video later. Okay, so for now I am going to select this 10 of the morning. Alright, full name, so assume that demo user is actually the name of the person. Now finally I have provided all the dummy details, and now I am going to make a test payment. Alright, the contact details will be the same. I'll have to click on the proceed. Alright, I have not added the correct number. It should be actually of the 10 digit. Okay, I have provided the same. Now I am going to click on test card details, and here the test card is already saved in my phone, in my PC. Alright, clicking on this button, pay now, pay without saving the cards. And here I'll be clicking on this button success, and this is how the payment has been successful. Now when I'll come back to Pabbly Connect, here you will see the same payment details will be captured as a response here. Let me show you the details one by one. So here we have the 18 January date. Here we have the phone number, the full name, the email, the timing. So we have captured all the appointment related details. Now I am going to schedule an appointment into the Google Meet. Okay, so the presence of this data clearly shows that the first step of our automation is actually done, which was connecting Pabbly Connect and Razorpay and capturing the data here. Now we're going to send the same data to where? To the Google Meet application. So that is why I'm going to search for the Google Meet here. Alright, so I have selected the same. Now in action event, I'm going to choose the schedule a meeting. Well, I just have a single action event only here. Okay, when you are connecting your Google Meet for the first time with Pabbly Connect, that make sure that you go with the add a new connection and provide the access from here. I will go with the existing connection only, clicking on save, and you will see the Google Meet account will be immediately connected with Pabbly Connect. Now it is asking for the calendars. So I want that this particular meeting should be scheduled into one of my Google Calendar. So how about I go with this PabCon only. Okay, and here it will only include the calendars that support the Google meetings. Okay, so if your Google Calendar supports the Google meeting scheduling, then this will surely schedule a meeting in your Google Calendar. Alright, now it is asking for the summary and the description of the meeting. Okay, so let's say I provide the summary as new appointment is received via, and how about I add the name of the person. And from where I'm going to add the name? Well, I have just received the name and other data in the previous attempt, and I'm going to use the same data here exactly. Where is the name of the person? Here it is, okay? And I don't need to manually copy and paste the data here, okay? I'm going to map it, and mapping is very simple in Pabbly Connect. If you will click on this particular field, the above data will be visible here, and here I am going to search for the name of the person, okay? So the summary of this meeting will be new appointment is received via this particular person, and the meeting has been scheduled, okay? So this is going to be the summary of this particular meeting, and don't worry, this name of the customer will be replaced automatically when this automation will work in real time. That is why we have to map this value. If we are going to provide any data manually, the data will remain same, and if we are going to map the data will vary as per the automation will work, okay? As the automation will work. Now it is asking for the description, so I am going to write the description something like this only, okay? New appointment is received via, and how about here I add the email address of the person. So basically I have searched for the email address with the help of @, and here I have the email address. Now I have provided the summary, the description. Now it is asking for the start date, basically the start date of the meeting, and the end meeting date and time, okay? And here you can clearly read the instructions that enter your event start in this particular format, and the format has already given, it is actually into the TZ format, and the format should be into the UTC, okay? In the end date also the same instructions has been provided, and you can get the date time value from here, okay? So I'll have to map the start and the end date in this particular format, okay? And I have already received the start and end date, okay? Basically I have received the start date, and I'm going to calculate the end date, because here I'm going to give the consultation for at least 1 hour. So what I'll do is I'll add plus 1 hour. I'll add 1 more hour in the existing time, and this is how I'm going to fetch the end date, okay? So firstly let us check where we have the date and the time, okay? So we have received the date as 18th Jan 2023, and where is the timing? Alright, the timing is actually 10 AM, and there is no AM and PM value. It is actually into the 24 format. But here we have an interesting twist. What is that twist? We will have to map the date and time into a single field only, okay? And that too in this particular format. But the date and time which we have received is completely in different format, and that too separately, okay? So how I am going to combine these two, and how I am going to get that particular, that preferred time zone which the Google Meet is asking for? Well, it is very easy with Pabbly Connect. Click on this plus icon, and here with the help of date and time formatter feature, which is an amazing feature of Pabbly Connect, I am going to work with the dates, okay? So here in the action event I'm going to select this format date and time, format date with side time zone, okay? Now click on connect, and here it is asking for the date which needs to be formatted, okay? So it is asking to provide the date. So if I'll click on this particular field, I'll find the above data here. Let me search for the date, and here I have the date, and here I'm also going to map the time as well, okay? Here I have the time. So I have mapped the date and time. So what is this format? It is actually DDMMYY, and this is hours, minutes, okay? So I'll have to choose this format from here. So basically we have the month in the written format, in the sentence format. So I'll have to choose that what kind of format actually I should choose. Okay, so I just have the single format for this January. Here you can see it has written, okay, so that is MMDDYYHHMMSS. Okay, here we have the month, date, year, hours, minutes and seconds. So how about I map the same? And since it has the hours, minutes and seconds, and I just have the hours and minutes, so how about I also add this 00 extra, and every time what will happen now onwards, after the date and time, these extra 2 zeros for the second values, basically for the seconds value, will be added automatically. Okay, so from format is there, we have the to format. Well, I want the to format in which particular format? Again, I'll take you here. Okay, it should be into the T and Z format. So let us search for the same format, and we have the T and Z format. Here you can see the T and the Z. Z. Okay, while instead of this I'll have to go with this because it has Z in the end. Okay, so I have provided the same format for which the Google Meet is looking for. Now it is asking from the from time zone and the to time zone. Okay, so in from, I'll have to choose this Asia Kolkata only because I am from India and I'll go with the same. And in the to time zone, well, as per the instruction, I'll have to search for the UTC format. Now why UTC format? Again, as per the instructions, I'll have to choose UTC format. But why they have even mentioned about the UTC format only? Because every time I am going to schedule a meeting in my Google Calendar, in my Google Meeting, the meeting will automatically take the time value as plus 530. Okay, the plus 530 hours will be automatically added into my existing time. So that is why it is clearly asking us to provide the UTC format so that we can avoid this extra plus 530 hours. Okay, so that is why I will go with this UTC format only. Okay, now finally I'll click on this button, save and send test request. Well, the response is received. Let us check the date and time. So we have actually the date of 4th January 2023. Well, this is something wrong because I have actually scheduled the meeting for the 18th January as far as I remember. Okay, so I'll have to check that whether I am actually doing the mistake. All right, so the format was the all right, we had the hours, minutes and seconds, and here we have the date, month and year. Okay, all right, so I think I have not provided this extra space in between the date and the time. So how about I place my cursor here, give a extra space, and now I am going to click on this button once again and let us check whether I am receiving the date of 18th. Yes, I was correct. That extra space was missing. So did you notice that while creating the workflow, how important these extra spaces or how important the date, the time, everything is? So make sure whenever you are going to create the automation inside Pabbly Connect, be careful about everything. All right, now finally we have the start date, which I'm going to map in this particular step basically here. And what about the end date? Well, I want the date and time of after 1 hour, because here I am going to take the appointment, take the consultation for at least 1 hour. So how about I add extra 1 hour in this particular date, and then I am going to add that particular value in the end date. Okay, I am going to do that with the help of the date and time formatter only. Okay, so click on this plus icon once again and search for the date and time formatter, and for adding 1 extra hour, I am going to choose this add or subtract action event, clicking on connect, and here it has connected, asking for the enter date, basically asking for the date. So I just received the date into my previous step only. Here we have the date and time, and the second thing it is asking to provide the expression, provide the amount of time which you would like to add or subtract to the date. So I want to add 1 extra hour. Okay, so here it has clearly given the example of plus 8 hours, and in this particular case I just want to add 1 hour, only 1 hour. Okay, so I have provided the same. Well, it is asking for the to and the form format. It will be T and Z only. So where we have the, so where is the T and Z format? Here we have the T and Z format as this. Let us search for the same here also, and here we have the T and Z format. Finally, I'm going to click on this button, save and send test request, and let us check that what time we have. So we have 18th January 2023, and we have this particular time, and I'm going to map this particular time in Google Meet, and let us check whether the Google Meet has been scheduled for the same date and time or not. So here I am going to click on this particular field, but the data which we have just received via to extraction step is not visible here. So how about I firstly save this particular step? Well, the start and end date is required, so let me provide some dummy value just to save this particular step. Okay, so I have provided a dummy value here, clicking on save, and you will see this is how my automation will be refreshed. And now when I will click on this particular field, the above data will be started showing, and here we have the start date which I am going to map from here. Here we have the end date. In this particular field I am going to map this add and subscribe. Basically I am going to map the value from this particular step. Okay, so I have mapped the start date, the end date, asking for the attendee's email, basically with which particular person your meeting is actually going to schedule for. So I am going to search for the same person where we have the email address. Here we have the email address. Okay, asking for the request ID, enter the random unique ID for this request. You should regenerate this ID for the every new request. If an ID provided is the same as for the previous request, the request is ignored. Okay, so it is asking to provide a unique ID. So how about I provide the email address only, because this is something is actually unique in my automation. Clicking on this button, but before that let me open my Google Calendar where this meeting is actually going to schedule. Okay, so here we have the Google calendar. Let me open my Google Calendar. All right. Well, here you can see the meeting has been scheduled, but the current meeting is actually scheduled for the different timing, that is of 3:30 to 4:30. I think I have not provided the timings, basically the format into the UTC format as per the instructions. I'll have to cross check it. Okay, so here we have the date and time formatter. Basically our second step was format date and time. Okay, and here I'll have to check the 2 time zone. Yes, it is actually the Asia and Kolkata only, and I'll have to change it in between into the UTC, ETC and UTC format. Clicking on this button, save and send test request. All right, and here we have different time, don't worry about that. All right, so coming back here, and here I'm going to refresh this automation so that all values will be replaced automatically. Okay, whatever the values I have mapped here, okay, these values will be automatically mapped with the new value which I have just received. Okay, let me click on this button, save and send test request once again so that this automation will execute for one more time. Okay, so here we have the end date. Clicking on this button, save and send test request, and finally I am going to click on the last save and send test request button of my Google Meet action step. But how about I change this particular text so that I will be able to differentiate in the timings. Okay, so a new appointment, how about I write something like a new appointment. Okay, and in the description also I'm going to add a new appointment. Okay, finally going to click on this button, save and test request, and again wait for the response or wait for the meeting to be scheduled here. Alright, here you can see the meeting has been scheduled automatically, and if I am opening this meeting, the date is perfect, the timing is also perfect, and it has also scheduled for at least 1 hour, and the end time is also here. And now whenever this date and time will arrive, you can directly join the meeting from this particular button only. If I'll click on this button, you will see how the meeting will be open from here. And you can join the meeting from here, but from where the person will get to know, from where the person is going to join the meeting. So we are going to share the meeting details on his Gmail so that whenever the appointment date will arrive, they can join the meeting easily. Okay, so for that I am going to click on this plus icon. Here I have searched for the Gmail because I want to inform the customer, inform the user on his Gmail in action event. Of course I want to send an email, so I'll go with the same, clicking on connect, and here again I will go with the existing connection. But if you are making the connection for the first time, you will have to select this add a new connection, and if you will click on this button, it will ask you the Gmail credentials. Okay, so simply provide your Gmail credentials, and don't worry, Pabbly Connect is 100% safe. Okay, asking for the recipient asking for the recipient email address. Well, here my recipient is actually the one who is making the payment, and I already have received the detail of that person via my Razorpay step. So how about I map the email ID of the same person, and here we have that particular value. Okay, and here let me tell you whatever the details I'm mapping here will be replaced automatically when this automation will work in the real time. Okay, I'm repeating this again, that these values will be replaced automatically. You do not have to do anything. Okay, I'm leaving this CC and BCC field blank, asking for the sender name. So how about I just provide a random sender name as the Pabbly only. Finally it is asking for the email subject, appointment is scheduled. Okay, This is going to be the subject line, and here reply to will be the blank. All right, it is asking for the email content type, so I'll go with the plain email only. Finally, it is asking for the email content, so here I'm going to write hello, and here I will place the name of the person, okay, which will replace automatically hello demo user, your appointment has been scheduled for, or how about I provide the timings. And here, instead of providing the timings from these steps, basically these timings are actually difficult to read, so the customer may get confused, he might get confused. So how about I provide the date and time from the Google Forms data only, because it is actually into the very easy format, it is in the readable format. Okay, so here we have the date, your appointment has been scheduled for 18th Jan 2023, placing a comma, and here I'm going to add the timing. Okay, and timing is actually 10 a.m. I have mapped in, and you can join your meeting, you can join the meeting from here. Okay, and from where I will get the meeting link? Well, do not worry, we have received the meeting link in our previous step, basically in our Google Meet step. Okay, so our fourth step was Google Meet, and let me show you the response of this particular meeting data, basically the response of this particular action step. Okay, so here we have the response, and where is the meeting link? I'll have to check. All right, Hangout link is there, and here we have the meeting link, and I am going to map the same meeting link here. Okay, let me map it. All right, click here and search for the meeting link or the Hangout link. Okay, this is how I'm going to successfully map all the data. Finally, I'm going to click on this button, and you will see how the person will also get the meetings detail automatically on his Gmail. Let me first open the Gmail account of the very same person. Alright, so this is the Gmail account of the very same person. Finally, in front of you, I'll be clicking on this button, and you will see the response will be received and the person will get the email. Okay, let me refresh the Gmail. And here you can see the mail has already arrived, and it is the same subject line, that appointment is scheduled. Let me open that very same email. Hello dummy user, your appointment has been scheduled for 18 Jan, and here's the timing. You can join the meeting from here. So this is how you can compose a very nice email, that too automatically, and you can then even send the very same email automatically with the help of Pabbly Connect. And you just need to create this automation inside Pabbly Connect once, and after that, every time someone is going to make a payment in your Razorpay payment gateway, your meeting will be scheduled automatically into the Google Meeting, and the same person who is making a payment will get an email about the meeting details. Okay, so this is how you can completely automate this process, and you just need to create this automation inside Pabbly Connect once. After that, Pabbly Connect will take care of all the tasks in the backend. You do not have to do anything manually. You can simply close Pabbly Connect and sit back and relax. I'm also going to attach the workflow link, the same workflow which I have created in front of you, into my description box. So if you'll click on this particular link, the same workflow will be cloned into your account, that too for free. You just need to sign up into the Pabbly Connect for that. Not just these applications, you can integrate multiple applications and automate your business with Pabbly Connect. You can ask your queries at forum.pabbly.com. My team will surely answer to your questions. This is the website of Pabbly Connect, and for the latest updates of Pabbly Connect and unique automation ideas, you can join our Facebook group, that is formget.deals. If you have found this video helpful in any way, share it with your friends and colleagues, and also help them to automate their business. Like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video.